Jerry Snyder talking about Pacer softball. Like I said, it's exciting time. They're about to be here. How excited are you for this year?
Very excited. Very excited. Looks like we're going to have some good weather to start practice out with. No snow in sight. So.
Yeah, we've had that before.
Right,
So, yeah.
exactly. So, but the difference is this year, of course, is in our scheduling. Mm-hmm. We're starting almost 2 weeks earlier.
Yeah.
So we really got to hit the ground running on the 14th. First day classes, we'll start practice. We'll take one day that we'll condition, run them, time them in the mile and stuff. And then Tuesday, it's straight into it. We start hitting and fielding and pitching and all that stuff. So, like I said, we got to hit the ground running and get after it real quick because we start real quick.
Last year, you did start a little later, so you're saying, because of the snow the year before,
right.
you decided to go a little later and then go back. So there's really no perfect time, but it is looking like you're talking about starting February 9th as your first game is kind of a good place.
Right. I think so. We've tried it both ways. We've started earlier than February 9th. That's a disaster. You don't have enough time to prepare. And we started 2 weeks after that, and it's too much time. And it kind of found that happy medium, and starting about the 9th with us starting classes on the 14th and practice then gives us about 3 weeks, and I think that's good timing. You got a good solid week of fundamentals, then you slowly start working into some scrimmages, some controlled inter squads, and right up to game weekend and ready to go.
On paper, it's a very tough schedule. There's any passes on there. Yeah. What when you're scheduling like that, that's on purpose.
Oh, sure. You have to look at your schedule if your goal is to make the regionals, postseason play. That's where it's at. It's in the scheduling. You got to make sure that you're scheduling tough enough so that you pull those points and you turn the heads of those that are rating you for regionals that, hey, they got a real tough schedule. And, that way you have a couple of losses in there. They take that into consideration. And, you look at our schedule, every team that was in the regionals last year is on our schedule. And there's nobody out of region on the schedule. So.
What do you expect from the Peach Belt Conference? Is it going to be as good as it always is this
year?
Yeah.
That every year. It goes without saying. I've been in this a long time, and there's no way that you can't say the Peach Belt Conference is the toughest conference in Division II softball. We out of our region we send somebody to the World Series every year, and most of the time it's a battle between two Peach Belt schools for that in that super regional. So it's tough. It's tough within conference, and then you throw in to top that off all the top regional schools from the other conferences, and you got a pretty tough schedule.
Yeah, exactly. Well, going into that schedule, what about the makeup of this team? What do you like?
Well, of course, pitching.
Yeah.
We have India back, and Miley, and we brought in Taylor, who in my book was probably the best pitcher in the state last year. She's gonna work very well with India, so that India doesn't go in every game thinking, I got to pitch every game, in a 50-game season, and then she throws the first game and then can't ice down, can't cool down, can't relax because you're not sure when she's gonna have to come in that second game to save it, because we can't go in and just win one game with her and let the other one get away from us. So I think that's going to relax her. I think she's going to have a much better season. As weird as that is to say, you can't have pretty good freshman and sophomore years, breaking a lot of records. But she broke those records. They're going to be shattered before she leaves here. And I think she was kind of a little bit upset that she didn't get any postseason awards. And so was I. I thought she deserved those with the numbers she posted and what she helped us do. We came awful close to getting in regionals, and a lot of it, was because of her performances on the mound. So I think she's got her sights set, and some of her goals is to do well within the region and within the conference to get some of those accolades. So.
You got a lot of upperclassmen on this team. And do you like the leadership of this team?
I do. I think it's we're seeing some leaders that have been there. We're seeing some leaders that are starting to rise up. I think we even have, a freshman class that may have a couple of leaders coming from it, as well as some kids that have transferred, after 2-year school, that have brought some leadership with them too. So yeah, leaders. I think leadership. I think we're set there for the year. I feel good about it. Right now, in my mind, Lindsey Jones and is captain, and I feel like that India is probably going to be a co-captain by the time spring starts. So I think you have two real good leaders there, and I think they complement each other in that role, and that's going to help us. So.
But all right, it's a tough question always right now, but I always like to ask it. When postseason comes around, you get towards the end of the season, where do you expect your team to be?
I really expect us to be in the top. I'll say top 4 in the conference. Of course, my goal is to be number 1 in that top 4.
Exactly.
I expect to see us there, and I expect us to see us in a regional. I would like to think that we're going to be in a position that we were the first year that we went to regionals, where we would actually have the opportunity to host a regional here, and then possibly the chance to host the super regional here, and then go to the World Series. I mean, since I've been here, that's been my goal every year, is to make it to the World Series. And so I think everything is falling into place. Knock on wood, take away any injuries. I think offensively we're going to be better. I think defensively, we'll be as strong. You got to remember, last year we finished a 10th of a point from being the top defensive team in the country.
Exactly.
And I think that we took that and said, well, we were top in defensive categories, but we were way down towards the bottom in offensive. So we've really stressed that in the fall, and will in this spring, of working on the offense. So I still think we'll be tough defensively, but I'm hoping that the offense is going to pick up, and we get out there and average 3, 4, maybe 5 runs a game, and it's going to help our pitching staff. That we feel like they can hold a team to 1 or 2 runs. So I like my chances if I'm scoring 5 and only giving up 2.
Exactly, that's a good place to be at. Well, thanks for your time. I know I'm looking forward to the season. I know you are.
Definitely. Thank you.
Thank you.